Here's your wrestling news for December 17th, 2020. And your headlines for today include WWE is still after Sting, added him to their latest venture. Tony Khan and Taz clap back at Scott D'Amore on Twitter. Cody and Brandi Rhodes are expecting a baby. Charges to be filed against Hana Kimura's Cyberbully. Why Jake Roberts is missing AEW Dynamite. Bray Wyatt comments on a potential horror movie about the Fiend. WWE wrestler looks almost unrecognizable in latest video. Braun Strowman now rocking Road Warrior's hairstyle. Why Ryback didn't want Paul Heyman as his manager in WWE. 2 WWE wrestlers destroyed 6 men during dangerous roadside brawl. Why Wardlow got pulled from AEW Dynamite, and more. We are kicking off today with AEW Dynamite, and while Sting may be locked down to a multi-year contract with the company, he's still appearing for WWE. That's at least the case for WWE's video game 2K Battlegrounds, as the icon will be part of the next batch of downloadable content for the game, despite not being under contract to Vince McMahon. It's fair to assume that Sting also has a contract with 2K, which is still active, though in the announcement of this next wave of DLC, Sting's image wasn't used on social media or on the Battlegrounds website. The AEW star will be a part of the December 23rd update, which will include Montez Ford, Sheamus, Ric Flair, and a special holiday arena, with Ford's partner Angelo Dawkins being released a week later. This will be the last time Sting appears in a WWE video game, at least for a while, and we'll have to see if the Stinger makes it into AEW's video game whenever that is released. Over to Impact, as this week's show saw another paid ad by Tony Khan and Tony Schiavone, and the two weren't afraid to mock the company and bury the channel. Impact executive Scott D'Amore didn't care for what they had to say, as he fired back on Twitter, saying that Khan buying time on Impact and Access TV may be the first wise investment he's made in wrestling. Replying, Khan shared a picture of Cody Rhodes with the TNT Championship, saying it was a real title belt of a real network at a real pay-per-view. AEW's Taz also got in on the action, saying that the stacked roster fans see on Dynamite proves Khan's history of making wise investments, and questioned why D'Amore would bury the entire AEW roster in this way. Impact's partnership with AEW is changing a lot in pro wrestling, and it'll be interesting to see what Khan and Schiavone will have to say next, if they're allowed back on Impact. Now, not too long ago, Becky Lynch gave birth to her and Seth Rollins' first child, and Jon Moxley announced that his wife Renee Paquette is pregnant, and now there's another wrestling baby on the way. On Dynamite last night, Brandi and Cody Rhodes took part of a video promo which revealed that they too are expecting a baby in 2021. We'd like to send our deepest congratulations to the Rhodes on their latest addition, as the Nightmare family will be growing by one next year. Now, earlier this year, Japanese wrestler Hana Kimura tragically took her life at the age of 23, and there's been an update on the case surrounding her death. Kimura took her own life after being bullied online following an appearance on the reality show Terrace House, after the show forced her to have a confrontation with another cast member. Now, the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department is filing charges against a man from Osaka, who is accused of sending multiple harassing tweets to Kimura, encouraging her to end her life. Though this unnamed man in his 20s will face charges, there were hundreds of bullying tweets sent at Hana earlier this year, and Terrace House, which was available on Netflix, hasn't aired since last October. Sadly, no amount of litigation will be able to bring back the talented wrestler, but we'll continue to provide updates on this story as more details become available. More from AEW, as Jake Roberts wasn't on this week's Dynamite because the WWE Hall of Famer is currently under the weather. On Twitter, Roberts let fans know what the situation is, and whilst he's feeling ill, it could be much worse. He explained, "Unfortunately, I won't be able to appear tonight due to illness, not COVID. These days, we all have to be on point. Looking forward to seeing everyone in 2 weeks. In the meantime, keep an eye on Lance for me on AEW Dynamite live tonight, 8/7 Central on TNT." With Archer expected to be a huge name in AEW in 2021, fans can expect Roberts to be on top of his game when he's able to return in 2 weeks' time. Back to WWE, and Bray Wyatt has become one of the company's most creative stars in the past 18 months, and now the Eater of Worlds has his sights set past the ring. On Twitter, one fan proposed a horror film about The Fiend and tagged both Wyatt and frequent WWE collaborator Jason Baker. Responding to the tweet, Wyatt said he'd only be down for a film if Baker was making it, and Baker noted for someone to go get Blumhouse, the popular horror movie studio behind films like Get Out, 2018's Halloween, and 2019's The Invisible Man, on the phone. Baker has been a key part in Wyatt's transformation into the Fiend, as he created both the mask and lantern that Wyatt's alter ego uses, and also worked with WWE's art department several times, most recently at WrestleMania 36 and the horror show at Extreme Rules. With such a twisted character, the Fiend would fit right in amongst Blumhouse's other works, and we can only imagine what the former Universal Champion could do on the silver screen with a Hollywood budget for the gore. With his skill in the ring and championship accolades, Wyatt will surely be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame one day, but whether there will be a physical Hall of Fame remains to be seen. Although Ric Flair recently said that WWE are looking at a location in Orlando for a physical place, that isn't happening at all, according to PW Insider. Instead, the company is talking about a Hall of Fame, but it hasn't gotten past the discussion phase yet, and at this point, there's no concrete plans in place. Fans have been calling for a physical Hall of Fame for years, but until something changes, the annual WrestleMania Access shows will be the closest fans get to seeing wrestling memorabilia from the past up close. Now, Charlie Haas recently sat down with Hannibal TV for a small shoot interview, but what he said and how he looked has many fans concerned. In the interview, the former tag team champion revealed that he has separated from Jackie Gata, whom he married in 2005 after meeting in WWE, and said the divorce was a rough time for him and their 4 children. Haas looked virtually unrecognizable from his WWE days, as he's sporting a shaved head, and revealed he's lost weight and is down to 215 pounds these days. To be fair to the Team Angle alumni, Haas said he's very happy with how he is right now, and hopefully, Haas remains positive in these unprecedented times. Speaking of a change in looks, we recently covered Braun Strowman's impressive physique, as the former Universal Champion has dropped a ton of weight and got into ripped shape, but that's not the only new look for him. In a recent Instagram video, the monster among men was seen spotting a reverse mohawk, which some saw as a tribute to Hawk from the Legion of Doom. And even if it wasn't intentional, it still looks pretty badass in the gym video where Otis can be heard encouraging him. Strowman's hair in the WWE started with the long locks of the Wyatt family to being shaved completely this year, and time will tell what look the former champion returns with when he comes back from his injury. Now, earlier this year, it was reported that Melina was set for a return to WWE, which ultimately never panned out. During the PW Torch pre-show for this Sunday's WWE TLC pay-per-view, Johnny Fairplay explained what WWE had planned for the former Divas champion, saying she'd be used in NXT as a member of the Robert Stone brand. Fairplay added that a surgery nixed any plans for Melina to return, and hopefully there'll be a time when the former champion can return to the company. One person who won't be returning is Ryback, who recently fired off once again at Vince McMahon and has now commented on his time being managed by Paul Heyman. When the Angle podcast recently spoke to the big guy, Ryback said that he thinks Heyman is great at promos, but didn't want to be aligned with him, saying he can cut his own promos on the mic. Ryback explained that there wasn't much planning that went into his alignment with the ECW magnate, adding, "It was to keep Paul on TV after his thing with Curtis Axel ran out shorter than he was expecting. There was never an explanation. It was never, we're putting you with Paul and this is the goal." Nowadays, fans can see Heyman on SmackDown each week as the special counsel to the Universal Champion Roman Reigns, and though it's a matter of opinion if this work is Heyman's all-time best work in WWE, it's clear the company actually has a plan for him and the Tribal Chief. We are heading back to the new generation era, as this was a time when names like Bret Hart and the British Bulldog ruled both in the ring and out of it. During his Confessions of a Hitman series this week, Bret recalled a drive with the Bulldog where they collided with another car during one very hot night in Calgary. When the driver of the opposing car got physical with Davey Boy Smith, the WWF superstar quickly knocked him out, and when that unlucky driver's 5 friends tried to get involved, they too were KO'd by the Bulldog and the Hitman. As if this story weren't wild enough, Lou Thez was in the car with them and apologized for not helping them out in the scuffle, though it's clear that Bret and Davey Boy didn't need the help of the 80-year-old legend. This is just one of many wild stories the Hitman has accumulated over his years, and we wouldn't want to be caught by a British Bulldog power slam onto the concrete, a feat that impressed the Hitman on that fateful night. Back to the present, and Wardlow was absent from this week's AEW Dynamite for a very particular reason. Before the show aired, AEW revealed that the big man couldn't travel due to a family matter, which made the company cut Brandon Cutler from the planned 14-on-14 tag match, making it 12-on-12. Even without Wardlow, the Inner Circle were able to pick up the win over the Best Friends, the Varsity Blondes, and Top Flight. And whatever the family matter was, we hope that Wardlow and his family are doing well after this setback. Whilst Wardlow was missing this week, he should be back in time for the New Year's Smash Dynamite, which will feature a huge world title match. It's been confirmed that on December 30th, Kenny Omega will defend against Phoenix, who never lost in the AEW Eliminator Tournament. This will be a huge match for Phoenix, who will aim to become the 4th AEW World Champion, but it's not the only huge match planned for AEW. On next week's Holiday Bash episode of AEW, the Young Bucks will put their World Tag Team titles on the line against the Acclaimed, while Pac will face the Butcher and Dustin Rhodes will take on Evil Uno. Hikaru Shida will also be in action against a yet-to-be-named opponent, and with MJF and Chris Jericho also teaming to face Top Flight, next week's Dynamite will be another stacked show. And we're ending with some more big news for Kenny Omega, as he has a match booked for next year. As confirmed on this week's edition of Impact, Omega will team with the Impact World Tag Team Champions Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows to face Impact World Champion Rich Swann and the Motor City Machine Guns. This match will happen at Impact's Hard to Kill pay-per-view on January 16th, and with the Phoenix match before then, time will tell if Omega remains the AEW World Champion by Impact's first major show of 2021.